If you love adding a touch of creativity to your paper crafts with stamps, then you are in for a treat. Hello everyone, I'm Miss Carrie from Miss Carrie's Creations. Today you're going to learn how to create your own pattern paper using simple stamping techniques. Let's take a look at the supplies we're going to be using today. On my desk are the components from the February main kit from Hip Kit Club. As you can see, this is a vibrant collection of patterns and prints that can be used to create some stunning paper crafting projects. The February kit includes this collection of happiness patterns, puffy alpha stickers, floral and mini phrase cardstock stickers, cardstock ephemera, die-cut rolled flowers, and embellished paper clips. To create our pattern paper, we're also going to be using some of the stamps and inks that are available on the HipKit site. As always, I encourage you to use your own supplies, but if you wish to replicate today's project, you can find the supply list in the description below, along with the links to each of the HipKit collections I'm using. We're going to dive right into those stamping techniques. I've selected a stripe pattern for my page that I want to enhance with some hearts and phrases. I'm going to be using the layered heart background from the February color kit. The color kit also comes with two vibrant ink pads in Ultra Pink and Periwinkle, which are a great match to the other components in the kits. To stamp my background design, I've secured my pattern paper to the base of a stamping platform. I want the hearts to run vertically with the stripes, so I'm going to start these off the edge, and then I'll begin my pattern. To achieve a softer appearance, I'm lightly tapping the ink pad onto the stamp so that the images are not fully covered with ink. If you prefer a more classic or bolder look, you can use the stamping platform to double stamp each image. This will add another layer of ink and create a deeper and richer effect. You can also combine the two ink colors and create a violet hue. If you want to find the perfect balance between softness and intensity in your stamp designs, experiment with the ink colors and stamping methods on some scrap pattern first. Then, stamp and create your design onto that pattern paper. There are numerous possibilities, and I'm eager to hear some of your ideas. Go ahead and place those in the comments below. Now you may have noticed that I had to start over and I began stamping my images on another area of the pattern paper. I always manage to make a mistake partway through my project, and this time I laid that paper on top of the ink pad. If I had planned on adding some splatters to this design, I could have covered my mistake, but I wanted it to have a cleaner appearance, so I had to start over. The hearts in this pattern overlap, so I made sure that some of my hearts also overlapped when I created the columns of images. This makes it look more like it's part of the printed paper design. Alright, so we finished our first layer of stamped images. What do you think? Do you like the way this looks? Now, you could leave this as is, but we're going to enhance this design with another layer of stamping. This scribbled heart from the Pocket Life stamp fits perfectly inside the larger stamped images. I'm going to bring some bright colors to the page with the Ultra Pink ink. Again, I'm not covering the stamps completely with ink because I want these to have more of that rugged look. I'm placing those randomly onto the page because I don't want the color to overwhelm the entire layout. If you're going for a really vibrant design, feel free to add more pink hearts or bring in a few of the smaller heart images from that stamp set. If pink isn't your thing, you could stamp those hearts with the Periwinkle ink or another blue hue to create more of a monochromatic design. This page is going to record a memory of two best friends, so I'm going to finish off this design with the BFF stamp from the Pocket Life stamp set. There are other sentiments and images in this collection that you could also use to make this pattern paper unique to your design. As I finish this up, I would love it if you tap that subscribe button and let me know that you're new here. If you're already a subscriber, let me know that you're enjoying today's tutorial by tapping the thumbs up icon or leaving me a comment below. I would love to know if you're going to try these simple stamping techniques on your next project. There you have it, a unique pattern paper design that was simple to create with layers of stamps and ink. I'm going to trim this down and show you how the rest of the page comes together. Off camera, I added another layer of texture to this pattern with stitching lines. If you're not a fan of stitching, you can recreate the look with score lines or stitched stamps. When I printed the photo, I hesitated about using color with all the vibrant pink hearts. Instead, I opted for a grayscale photo because it tends to complement bright colors. Surprisingly, the color photo actually stands out much more on this design, so I'm going to use that. Our main objective is to make sure that our photo stands out as the focal point. At times, you might need to adjust the color or the size of the print. I'm backing the photo with the soft, beautiful moments pattern, and I'm going to layer a floral product strip from the Hugs and Kisses pattern at the base. These are both similar in color, which will make this frame look like a continuous piece. Now that all the larger elements are adhered in place, I'm going to bring in some embellishments. I'm going to start by adding more weight around my photo with these pocket pieces. I'm using two flat pocket pieces that are similar in color to the hearts that I stamped, and that's going to help bring the eye back over to this side of the page where the photo sits. For my journaling, I'm adding a third pocket over here with a pink pattern. This will blend with the rest of the design on this side of the layout, and it will create some diagonal flow across the page. A portion of this pocket is going to be trimmed off, and the card from the pocket pack is going to be tucked inside. I used a thin strip of foam tape to hold this pocket in place so that the card doesn't fall out. At the top of my pocket, I'm going to add two little flags. These stickers match the colors I've added on the opposite side of the page. To remove the stickiness from these two flags, I'm brushing anti-static powder on the back. You could also adhere them to some cardstock and cut them out, but this is much simpler. It's also another way to get some use from the tools you probably have lying around your craft space. Now that the tackiness is gone, I can layer these over the top of my journal card, and I'll staple them in place. The title is going to be placed over this decorative frame. It matches the periwinkle ink, and it pairs well with that bold blue pattern on the opposite page. For the title, I'm using a chipboard element that says, "You're my favorite person." The lettering is the same color as the flag that I added to the journal card and the frame around the photo. I'm also going to bring in some floral pieces. The main kit comes with these large floral stickers, but I want to stick with small florals. So I'm going to select die cuts with micro flowers. These have vases, baskets, and bows, but those parts of the image are going to be hidden, and all you will see are the flowers. Again, this is just another way that you can use up items that come with your kits. To make the floral die cuts more dimensional, I'm going to add some of these smaller flower stickers over the top. This one in the upper corner of the title brings more of that sea glass color to the page. Behind it, I am going to bring in a few leaves, and I'll pop those on some foam tape to create that layered garden-like look. In the lower corner, I want to bring in some smaller florals, but I've already adhered my frame to the page. Instead of trying to pry it up, I'm just going to cut the flowers in half and tuck them in place. I'm using colors similar to the ones that are on the printed die cuts so that I can create some visual triangles within all the florals. I'm also going to add a few leaves down here, and then I'll use the remaining halves of the flowers to fill in the spaces in the other clusters. I'm going to bring in more of that periwinkle color near my photo with a phrase sticker. This says, life is full of amazing adventures, so come on, let's go. I'm going to finish off the page with one of these adorable little clips. I think this collection is one of my favorite parts of the kit. All right, I'm going to finish up a few more details and then I'll share the completed page with you. Off camera, I added stitching to either side of this yellow pattern strip. I like how this blends with the stitching that I added to that stamped pattern. I decided upon a different clip for my page. I chose a softer colored envelope with florals and I placed it up here at the top of the photo. This vivid design is perfect for recording fun memories with your best friends. Not only did I bring in multiple items from the February Hip Kit collection, I also created my own unique pattern paper with ink, stamps, and stitching. I love how this turned out. The layering techniques are super simple and can be altered to fit your specific design. I hope this project inspired you to try something new. If you're one who likes to pin photos to inspiration boards, I've added still shots of this page in the Hip Kit Facebook group and on my website for you to use. I want to thank you for joining me for another scrapbook project. If you would like to see more of my creations, you can visit my channel or follow Miss Carrie's Creations online. If you have any questions about the project or supplies listed below, feel free to leave me a comment. I hope you have a wonderful week and I can't wait to see what you create.